It has only been one day since Cyberpunk revealed the latest trailer, and already there is controversy over this picture, which you'll be seeing many times over this week. Look at this. Are you angry? You should be. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. If you are ready to be triggered, continue watching this video because this picture here is causing a lot of problems. So the first time this was put up and people told me, look at it, what do you think? I was looking at this. Now, I'm probably not the brightest of people because the first thing I saw, and 9 out of 10 gamers will agree with me, is this. This texture on this bench, which looks very nice, is used on this bench. And again, on this bench, see that piece of paint over there? And that bench. They reused the same texture 4 times. 4 times in one scene. This is going to pull me right out of immersion. I am really upset. I thought this was going to be Game of the Year 2020, but if you are reusing the same texture 4 times in one scene, I'm not sure about that anymore. But that's not the real controversy, even though it should be. Now, this image came to us from NVIDIA, who has partnered with Cyberpunk and saying, hey, we got to bring our expensive RTX to this game to make it look even more awesome. And if you just happen to buy yourself a new 1080 Ti, you're out of luck because you should have bought an RTX card and said, look how beautiful we make this game look. And damn, that does look pretty good, doesn't it? Look at it. Look at those shadows. Look at the light. Look at those reflections. But anyway, it is too late for me because I just bought myself a new GPU. But the real controversy is this picture right here. Now, apparently the issue is with these posters in the middle. Now, the lighting is beautiful. Look at the reflections. Those are really good. I mean, RTX does do wonders to gaming. But the real problem is this. Now, this was posted into chat by a guy named Vertice in my Discord. And he said, look at this. Are you offended by the phallic symbols there? And I was looking at it and going, I'm not the brightest of people. And I'm looking at the spaceship. I don't know why. And I'm going, I guess it looks kind of phallic. He goes, no, you moron. Look at the woman. And look at the woman. And I'm focusing on her face. I'm going, okay, I guess the straw kind of looks a little bit like a penis, maybe? I don't get it. And he goes, look down. So I look down and go, okay. What we have there, and I've blurred it out because I know some of you are very sensitive, and actually the truth is I don't know what YouTube policies are about this, so I've pixelated that. But what you have there is essentially a baby's arm holding an apple tucked underneath her onesie over there. And let me tell you what my first impressions are, and what the first impressions of almost every single person who looks at this is. And here are my impressions, all right? This is the future. In the future, they're very progressive. Now, even look at today. Look at the trajectory on today. There's a guy on YouTube named James Charles. There's a YouTuber named James Charles. He's very pretty. He's a pretty man. And I think he had a deal with one of the major makeup lines. He sells makeup. He does makeup so well that he's making money over it, and he gets contracts for it. For us to live in a day and age where a man who is pretty can put up makeup and make a living from it, what does it say to us about a society? You older guys, go back 30 years. Do you think a man would ever be able to sell makeup? Absolutely not. Now, can we assume that going on that trajectory, that in the future, in the near future, being trans is not something taboo? It's not something you hide. It is something which is widely open, accepted to the point that there is perhaps a famous model, and she's modeling to sell you chromanticure, which is, I'm assuming, an energy drink. Is it possible that in the future, a dystopian future, that there is a trans model who is very famous to the point where she's selling soft drinks? Absolutely yes. That is all I took away from this. But it seems I'm wrong. It seems I'm very wrong because there is a part of the internet which is very angry. Now, context is important here. We're going to talk about that a lot. Context. If the artist who drew this was trying to send a negative message, then yes, I would agree. But do you think that CD Projekt Red would put this out because they are transphobes. Can you say, by looking at this, that the entire company hates trans people, wants to fetishize trans people and putting this out? Is it negative? Well, let's take a look at what people are saying. So here we go. I knew I shouldn't have gone back onto Twitter. I just went back onto Twitter the other day, and I haven't used social media like Twitter for a very long time. But here we go, right? So Avery goes, and look at this. What do you think? Obviously, retweeted, lots of responses. Here we go. So Derek Van Dyke says, I absolutely don't mean to take away from the important discourse about poor history about handling. Okay, CD Projekt Red has a poor history of handling LGBTQ issues and the fetishization of trans women. That is so far from what I thought. But what's he talking about? Well, I did know exactly what he's talking about because back in 2018, there was a very innocent tweet. Now, keep in mind that this studio is in Poland. The culture is very different in Europe. What we have in North America is very different, especially from Poland. Now, not saying that they hate trans people, but this was completely innocent at the time. And what happened was someone said, I want more guys, and CD Projekt Red, or Cyberpunk, Twitter account manager responded, did you just assume their gender? Now, those of you who hang out in Discord and old gaming communities have heard this kind of thing 1,000 times before. People come in, they go, I identify as an attack helicopter, everyone laughs. Now, I did not know this was offensive to anyone, but I'm always willing to learn and grow. So apparently this is offensive. Okay, so if this is offensive to you, I can understand. I'll watch out for it. I did not know at the time. And I guarantee you, Cyberpunk here did not know at the time either this was offensive. And it blew up a bit and people were upset, and CD Projekt Red came out and said, listen, like, we are definitely not making fun of trans people. Like, there's no, people immediately, I hate this. This is so stupid. Immediately, when people saw this in 2018, they said, CD Projekt Red, transphobic, they hate the LGBT community. As if you worked at CD Projekt Red and there's a sign on the door when you walk in and you have to, the sign says, you have to be at least this transphobic to work here. No, there's no policy that you have to be a transphobe to work at CD Projekt Red. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Excuse me. I'm willing to say that they are very inclusive in the offices there. So for someone to say that the entire company must be transphobic because this is what went on Twitter, absolutely not. This was an innocent tweet. And hey, did they learn a lesson? Absolutely. They said, okay, we're going to be a lot more careful and sensitive about what we say. And like I said, I confess myself, I never knew this was offensive. But if you are trans and you say, yeah, that's definitely offensive, I'll say, okay, I understand now. But let's move on, all right? So this guy's saying that it's poor handling of LGBTQ, no, completely innocent, and goes on and on and on about how terrible CD Projekt Red is. And here's someone who's posting something interesting. Now, this is, I don't know where this comes from, but this is from actual, I think, Cyberpunk paraphernalia, where it shows that being transsexual was something that was actually in the original game from years ago. So take that. Yeah, Tasha is being right. The devs, you mean one dodgy content manager being unfair to cram them all to the same basket? Thank you. Just what I said also. And Jay Campbell going, I agree with this, but I'm curious to know what the artist's intent was. Yes, absolutely. The intent, the context of this is what's important. The context is all that's important here. So let's go see what happened. And we're in luck because Charlie Hall, who's someone we know from Polygon, happened to be at E3, saw this, went to speak with the actual artist themselves. Now, what kind of transphobic, hating man artist did this? Well, turns out that the artist is a woman. And when asked, I asked her, why was this trans model used in this particular advertisement? The artist replied, personally for me, this person is sexy. Thank you. That's exactly what my first impressions were too. I saw this poster, not going to scroll up because I don't want to scare you guys with a baby arm, but trust me, there's a baby arm in there holding an apple. In fact, that is the most offensive part of it because it should be at least a quarter that size. And when I see this, I just see a future where this is sexy. And that's exactly what the artist was saying. I liked how this person looks. However, this model used, their beautiful body is used for corporate reasons. Okay, that's exactly what I saw. They're being displayed there as a thing, and that's the terrible part of it. So the terrible part, not what there's a baby army. The terrible part is this person is being used by corporations to sell you a stupid drink called chromatic cure. That is what the artist was trying to portray. Did the artist miss on that point? I don't think so. But did people take it the wrong way? Well, you know what? Like I said, I'm open to understanding and learning. So you guys in chat, if you strongly disagree with my point of view here, keeping in mind the context of what the artist was trying to portray, the artist herself said, I want to show this as something beautiful. If you still disagree, like I said, I'm open to understanding. If you don't know, post in my YouTube here down below, come to my Discord and talk with me there, because I really do want to understand and grow as a person if I am wrong. Otherwise, if you enjoy this content and you agree, please thumbs up, subscribe, your comments below always appreciated. I will see you in the next baby arm. No, I'll see you in the next one. No baby arms holding apples.